And with us now, we have 4 members of our Bronx Journal staff. Andrea Diaz, who wrote an article about how the media is affecting our lives. Ana Sariku will talk about her article about race relations. Barbara Torres, who is exploring how people like to be identified. Are we Latinos or Hispanics, blacks or African Americans, Asians or Oriental? And Alvin Lizojo, of course, you just saw in the previous segment, he will tell us about how it feels to be a TV host. So Alvin, how was that?
It was a great experience. At first, I wasn't nervous. I prepared everything for the segment. However, the last probably about 10 minutes before I came on, that's when the nerves set in. But I just tried to calm myself down, and I knew that the job had to get done. So.
Well, you know, you did a really, really good job. Everybody here was very excited about how you did it. But it was also something very personal for you because, you know, you went on the trip yourself. I've been to Tijuana, so I know what you guys were talking about. It was you kept using impacting during your interview. You kept saying, how did it impact your lives? Obviously, it had an impact on yours too, right?
Yes, it did. I went there knowing that I was going to come back a different person. Seeing everything that I saw and experiencing everything, it touched me. And I knew I wanted to share this. As you know, we've been trying to get this segment on for the last few weeks. It was something that I wanted to share with the public and the viewers of the Bronx Journal.
And it's amazing how people all over the United States who have never been to the border area don't realize what another world that is. When you are down there and you cross back and forth, and you're basically crossing, in the case of San Diego and Tijuana, or in the case of Ciudad Juarez in Mexico and El Paso, Texas, it's all one community. It's just divided by a fence, but it's really one metropolitan area, and people don't realize that around the rest of the country until they get there and they see that whole, it's fascinating. Anna, you're from Germany,
yeah,
and you're a visiting student.
I am.
And one of the interesting things is that you decided on your own that you wanted to do an article about race relations in the United States. Specifically, you chose the relations between Latinos and African Americans. And what was your impression about those relations before coming to this country, when you were still in Germany? Did you think that we all got along here, or?
Yeah, I've never really thought about this issue so much.
Okay.
And when I arrived here, I thought that they, particularly on Lehman College, the Latinos and the African Americans, I've never felt that there was any tension or any segmentation at all. And I've always felt that this multiculturalism of America is that the people really live along each other very well. But in fact, when I had to do my research, I explored that there are so many conflicts and tensions in the whole country between these both minority groups. And I think the crucial factor is that the duty of the leaders is that they have to condemn both minority groups for fighting and for having conflicts with each other.
You found that most of the time blacks and Latinos end up fighting over insignificant things, over crumbs, when in fact there's a whole pie left over for white folks.
Yeah, they are fighting for scarce resources, but they should rather cooperate for that, with that, and yeah.
Okay, and you're also, here's an interesting angle as well. A German student writing an article giving us a little guide to Little Italy in New York. So here's the German perspective of Little Italy in New York. That was very interesting. Only in New York does that happen.
Yeah.
So how was that for you, Little Italy?
It was very interesting, and it was very nice because I think Little Italy in New York is one of the most beautiful facades of New York. And me, particularly as a German student, I'm not living so far from real Italy, and I've traveled there several times. And so when I came here to Little Italy, I really felt like, I really had the impression that I'm like in Italy.
You were back in Europe?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, with this whole traditional wait staff who calling you some Italian phrases and the Mediterranean cuisine and everything. It was very nice.
Well, thank you, and it was very nice. Your article was also very nice. It's not in the paper yet, but it will be soon. Andrea, tell me about how the media is affecting our lives. You did a really good piece that hasn't been published yet, but it's coming very soon in the next edition of the paper.
I decided to do this article because I think the media plays an important role in our lives. And I did it in like the negative way it affects our life, because the media nowadays, it tells us how we have to dress, what we have to eat, how we have to look. And people don't pay attention at this thing, and they just do whatever the media says.
But it's amazing how you made us see in your article, and I'm hoping people will read this when it comes out, because it's really interesting how she makes us see how we can't live without the media anymore. And we don't realize it, but I mean, from the moment you went through a whole day,
Yeah.
and you described all of the media items and things that we use during the day, from the moment the alarm clock goes off with a
yeah.
radio station or something going on, and you just take us through the whole day, and it was really an eye-opener, because we don't realize we can't live without it anymore, without the media.
Yeah, it's like a cycle in our lives. We wake up since the morning with alarm clock, and at the end we go home and we sleep with the TV on.
Right.
So it's all day long. We
And
go
in
to work.
between,
Yeah, we go
internet,
to
the
work.
emails,
yeah.
the cell phone, all of these things that make us very dependent. We, where would we be without all of these gadgets that we have nowadays?
But it's also a way like to see that we have to know how to use it, because sometimes we abuse it and then we use it in the wrong ways, or the media controls our lives in a way that it's bad. It's a bad influence. So I think it depends on the person to act the way they want to act and how they receive the information the media gives us.
Okay, Barbara, you are writing a story about how we should respect what people want to be called. Are they Latinos? Are they Hispanic? Are they African American? Or are they black? Are they Asian? Or are they Oriental? Tell us about that. And, there's a lot of people who have a problem and some people who don't, right?
Right. Many people feel that it's sort of offensive to be called black or African American, Hispanic or Latino, Asian, Oriental. However, the word Oriental is vaguely used.
Yeah. It used to be used a lot, but now the Asian community has managed to stick to one. Whereas where African Americans, we used to call the African American community black community, and then the African American term came in, and then we sort of the same thing with Hispanics. We used to use the word Hispanics a lot, and then some Latinos said, oh no, we prefer being called Latino. And so all of these communities are having this debate about what they want to be called, right?
Exactly. And many people say that they really don't care what they're called as long as it's with equality and with respect.
Right. Yeah, but it's really all about respecting people. I mean, if you're Latina and you want to be called a Latina, then out of respect, I should call you what you want to be called.
Exactly.
Or if you want to be called Hispanic, Hispanic. Take the word, Hispanic. Do I look like somebody's panic to you? As a comedian used to do that joke. But again, it's a very controversial subject for some people. Nowadays, we journalists, what we've done is we've interchange the two. In my writings, I use Latino, Hispanic, back and forth, and I mix the two up because I've come to accept the fact that we're not going to win this war. We got these two terms already. A lot of Hispanic organizations have the word Hispanic in the name. You can't change the name of every organization just to convert them to Latino nowadays. So, but again, it's a pleasure having all of you folks on the program.
Thanks.
And we'll be back next very soon with another edition of the Bronx Journal.